say something about your lineage, Gopal Krishna Goswami.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank all the devotees who have come to attend this anniversary of our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I'm sorry my knees can't go down to the 4 businesses. Ask for forgiveness for that. But I remember it's quite a long time since I met my Guru Maharaj, around 1989. That's when I first met my Guru Maharaj. And since then, I have worked or engaged by his mercy. He accepted me as his disciple. That was in 1990. And, luckily enough, I got my initiation, first initiation and second initiation the same year. When I joined the temple was not having so much disciples. By then there were so few. So it was like a very hard initiation that I got my first initiation. Actually, what made me so fast is I was so much interested in doing the deity back in the Pujari room, so they thought that they better hire me up so that I can be engaged in Pujari work. So since then, actually, I've been a Pujari, doing my services according to instruction from my guru, serving the deities in Nairobi. I did that. Somehow I went to the United States and then I have come back again. But it's been the same, working for my guru. I don't think I could have ever wished for anything better than that. And as you all know, from our background being, they always call Uncle Africa. I was just talking to my god brother the other time, and he was telling me it's so hard to become a devotee. And I was like, you are Indian, bro. You cannot compare me and me and you. It's so hard, If you're saying it's so hard for you, how am I going to say it? For me, it's maybe 1,000 times worse than, because when I go back to the village and, talk to people, you go to those Indian churches and Indian temples and, they have all these sorts of, imagination. Actually, it's full imagination. They just imagine, this and that and that. I tell them, you should come and, see, this land, you accept, the knowledge and before you start judging from outside. So it's difficult, but at the same time, you have to put the effort. Basically, I always tell them it's the truth, it's the truth that I have followed. It's not like it's glamorous, Sometimes, they think always like, the Indians, they come in big cars and, so it's like, these other fetish or cultic religions whereby you just walk in and come out a rich person. Understand? So they are waiting for me to become that way. So I'm putting them all. So it's the truth that is that has brought me to in Krishna consciousness, because Actually, as a kid, I was always like, so much perplexed with religion. And my grandmother, she's also one I should mention, that she encouraged me so much when I joined the Eastern movement. She was the really one who stick to this movement, stick to this religion. I think it's very good for you, and it will help you grow up. And when she used to pray, there's a Christian prayer that always says Son of Man. So it was like, say Son of Man, protect my grandson. So I was like, who's this man? I think I should go and find out who this man is. And fortunately, I find the man was Christian. so it all came out, well for me, because then I have engaged myself in devotional service since then, and I don't have any regrets actually. I don't know. Though it's tough, like me and my friend was discussing. It's not an easy path, but at the same time, there is nothing easy in this material. Everything, even in material, I used to tell people, even that lady who sells potatoes on the street, 2, 3 bunches, 4 bunches. She's doing austerity. So is it easy? I mean, nobody goes there and puts the potatoes and waits for customer to buy. It's austerity. So even outside there, people are doing austerities, and the austerity is basically meant for just sense education, eating, sleeping, but on the other side, our austerities are actually meant to benefit us too. Take us out of this material bondage and get us back home, back to God. And that's how, my Guru, or the Guru Maharaj comes in. He sets you up for that journey of going back home, back to God. And so it's just a matter of being submissive, accepting a Guru Maharaj, accepting his words, and acting upon those words so that you can free ourselves or free myself from this entanglement of material existence. It's for real, but somehow, or rather, we always think like it's outside is better than inside, but it's both the same, but the results are different. Okay, you become rich, you own all the whatever you want to, own in the world, but it's just like in the Bible, there is this verse that says, vanity of vanity is all vanity. It's all like chasing after wind. We remember, Arjuna telling Krishna, it's so hard to control it. So you can imagine chasing the wind, it's like impossible. So the best thing for us is to engage ourselves in devotional service and, act upon the actions or the directions of the spiritual master. Any spiritual master will lead you to Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master that diverts you from Krishna consciousness is not a real spiritual master. So thank you so much for coming for this very auspicious occasion. And I hope all of us are engaged seriously in the worship service so that we can go back home. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So His Grace Gopinath Prabhu, a very sincere devotee and a very fixed in sadhana. Once I told Maharaj ji, now Gopinath has come to Mombasa to serve Kanjori temple, deity worship. So he told him, this is a very great thing. To remain so many years in institutions, like he said, it's not easy. Easy not for Indian, what about the African? So Maya is so strong, and the Krishna consciousness is giving the war, challenging, like challenge against the Maya, the war against the Maya. So it's not easy. So you are praising Gopinath. He is so sincere. Still he is doing his service. He thinks he wake up. All Ekadashi he observed Nirjala without water. He wakes up around 2 o'clock. He chants before coming to worship deity. So he is very so fixed. So Maharaj was very much pleased to him. why he is still in his God. Many of frequent devotees, they came, they gone. So it's not easy. It's not easy. So he certainly is blessed by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki, His Holiness Gopinath Prabhu ki. So I would like to welcome also here His Grace Conte. He is also disciple of Maharaj. He has also taken 2 initiations, first and second in the morning. So he has to say some experience and about glorification of Maharaj. Yes.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Namo Shivaya Krishna 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 Gopal Krishna Goswami. Prabhupada says Sahita Prakasham Teja Prajam Kantam Sarvabhava. I'm not qualified, but unfortunately, I'm sitting before you. There are so many things we can say about my Guru Maharaj, but the main one, according to my observation, is Maharaj's humility. One time, some years back, around 2015, I was in India, and I happened to enroll for a brahmachari course in the temple of Delhi. It was his headquarters, as you all know. And so, whilst I was there, I participated in many activities, mainly the training and so many Krishna activities, harinams, and book distribution. And we went to various centers. And I noticed that Maharaj was very determined, very steady in practice, that he would travel to so many centers, and whenever he would come back, sometimes we would return to the ashram very late, at a time that he would not even have returned. But by the time we come back, I will come in the following day from Mangalati. He's already there and he's the one performing Mangalati. And I realized that Maharaj was very, despite his age, despite the many commitments he had, despite the various activities that he was engaged in, the traveling he was doing, he was very, very committed to the service of Krishna. But he was very, very humble. His ego was very, very fragile and broken by performance of devotional service. And he was also very serious with preaching. I know you know that Delhi was always, actually I think even today is the leader in preaching in terms of book distribution. And from there we got inspired with many devotees from Nairobi that we engaged in extensive book distribution. For about 7 years I was distributing books in Nairobi. But my inspiration is coming from my spiritual master. And so, on this auspicious day of his appearance, every time I try to reflect on why I'm in ISKCON, as I was thinking today morning, I realized that I may not be perfect in practice. I may not even make it to Godhead because probably I will not have finished my cultivation. But nonetheless, could be my calling is that of a postman, He who takes a letter to the person to whom the letter belongs. So might be my contact with Krishna consciousness, and my Guru Maharaj giving me the initiation so that he can make me a legit postman, so that whomsoever I shall meet, like it's instructed in the Tibetan Tamilta, that whomsoever you shall meet, tell him about Krishna, and in this way you become a spiritual master. I don't want to be the spiritual master, but somehow or other, I should be the via medium through which my Guru Maharaj conducts that energy of distribution of the message of Godhead. Because as I have read extensively and keenly various scriptures from Bhagavad Gita to Bhagavatam, in many instances, in many ways, you will note the factor of the spiritual master is very widely repeated in various personalities, the main one being Narada. That everywhere someone is in anxiety, there is a spiritual master to relieve him or her. And so devotional service is not, it cannot be practiced in void of the spiritual master. And the spiritual master, as you all know, is of many stages. He who shows you the gate of the temple begins from there. He can be a spiritual master. I would like to be that person who shows that person the gate to, what is this? Shri Rukmini Venkateshwara temple, or Shivani temple. That I think will be my best or the most humble service to the spirit of my Guru Maharaj, and I wish you all, I hope that you can pray for me in my imperfection to achieve this. So, Guru Maharaj Ki.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, His Grace Bhakti Prabhu now is in town temple. He is giving everyday class there morning, and also he is helping in youth preaching. So, like, it's not easy. In around 81, 79. So, Prabhupada here came in 1971 in Africa. Especially he came to Mombasa. First he came because there was no direct flight. So he arrived in Nairobi airport. Then after that, second day, he came to Mombasa. So it was 6 September 1971. He arrived in Mombasa. So when he came, and then he established, he brought, before he came, before his disciple came, Brahmananda, Gargamuni, all this devotee in Mombasa, by ship. So Prabhupada said there is a lot of opportunity in Africa, and Africans are very innocent. They must nourish them with Krishna consciousness. So, Prabhupada, when he came, then after that he went to Nairobi. So many devotees were preaching. Prabhupada came 4 times. 3 times entered, 4 times he left, went back, 1 time back from airport. So 1971, 1972, 1973, then 1975. So, when Prabhupada came, so lot of initiated when African devotee, there the video is there. And when he went to preach in the university, Nairobi, there were thousands of Africans that came to join Prabhupada classes and make many devotees. But after that, he entrusted the preaching activities to his disciples, especially those times they were American devotees. But there was time came, all his disciples were tired. And they did a lot, but they were not successful in preaching. So finally they decided to close the center, ISKCON center in Kenya, in Africa. This is a waste of time. So they wrote the letter to the GBC. God, so it is just we are wasting time, there is no preaching. So it is better to close the center. So Maharaj, that time he was main GBC member, and he was many times chairman. So Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj told no, you should not close this center because it is opened by Srila Prabhupada. He installed the deity of Radha Bhakti. So please give me this seva opportunity so let me try. So Maharaj taken this service in 1979. Then he was coming regularly here. Then 1989 he sent to Umapati Prabhu. That time the temple was struggling a lot. There was no money, there was nothing, and there was not much preaching. Even they were purchasing the vegetables by opening the hundi and using those money for purchasing the vegetables. And after Umapati came, then he struggled a lot and he started preaching and contacts many, especially Indians. Then center was established now. Now is flourishing. Even African preaching is flourishing. Indian preaching is flourishing. So this Maharaj special mercy. So actually His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is the personified mercy compassion of Srila Prabhupada. He actually in India, all India, Russia, Canada, America, Africa, actually by his efforts, many centers, many devotees, book distribution. Book distribution was the actually heart. That this service, book distribution is the heart of Srila Prabhupada. Actually Maharaj has done this. Book distribution in all languages, printing the books, distributing the books, encouraging the devotees for distributing the books. All these things done by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and installing the temple everywhere in the world, especially in Delhi. Actually, Delhi is not ordinary place. Delhi is the place of the Hastinapur. It was Hastinapur. His Lord Krishna was there, and all the great devotees, Pandavas, were there in Delhi. Parikshit Maharaj born in Delhi, and also Maharaj taken birth in Delhi. So Prabhupada, I think, mentioned to make at minimum 12 temples in Delhi. But Maharaj now made more than 20 temples in Delhi. And all those temples is not ordinary temple, and preaching, book distribution, food distribution, Nagar Sankirtan, and this Bhakti Vriksha, youth preaching. We have the record, world record. 2-3 times we have got the world record in Delhi. 35,000 of the students, IITM and medical students are joining the programs. So because of all this purity of Maharaj, like Prabhupada saying, the book is basis and preaching is essence, of purity is force. So all these qualities were in Maharaj. He was so kind, so humble. When he was coming here in Mombasa, so beginning, always I had a small car. So I was arranging big car to take the Maharaj. So Maharaj seeing those cars, they saying, who is this car? I told Maharaj, one of my member, my friend, why you brought this car? No Maharaj, I must receive you. You are my spiritual master. Okay, no problem. Then he comes on the temple, then he says, okay, tell him to take this car back. Tell your friend to take car. I will go with your car. So he was so humble. I was driving in a small car. I had one small car. I was going even here Rajni Bhai is here. I brought him even in his house. Actually, this is the special mercy of Maharaj. That's why, because Maharaj was so powerful. Whomever he meet, whomever he blessed, they are just becoming devotees somehow or other, are connecting the temple. So Maharaj was very, very merciful. What I was listening one devotee, because Maharaj was walking every day. So in the day he was walking in the garden. So when while walking, the one he stopping himself in one place, or chanting Hare Krishna loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, chanting. So his assistant were around. So they were not understanding why chanting. Maharaj every time is talking here and chanting loudly. They were not understanding. So one day the devotee was also imitating the same thing. Maharaj is stopping here, something is there. So I must also chant loudly. So they came and also some assistant also standing and chanting there loudly. So Maharaj realized, you fool. I am chanting too because there is ants, so many ants, to give them holy name, but you are stepping them. I am killing the ants. So Maharaj was very merciful. Even we are taking care of them in ants. But these devotees were not understanding why he is chanting Maharaj. So we know, and Maharaj, he was so 24 hours. He was Krishna conscious, Prabhupada conscious. Yes, he was always meditating. Tirelessly he was working throughout. Even 10 devotees were serving Maharaj, they were all trained. With Maharaj. Maharaj so energetic. All devotees become tired. But Maharaj was not tired. Last, sleeping late in night and wake up early in morning, traveling, preaching, meeting the people. But his sadhana was so fixed. Serving his deities, going any temple. When 12 o'clock at night reaching the temple, but early morning you can see the Maharaj in altar. When I was in Mayapur, I was serving Maharaj because there is many assistants. At that time there was no lift. Now we are going in Cones building, now the lift is there, but that time there was no lift. Going third floor, fourth floor is not easy. Maharaj was there. So he is calling, go to call him, bring him, talk, different meeting, different things. So we were just coming, going, rushing to Mayapur. So we were so much tired. So Maharaj also the whole day was preaching, talking, meeting, so tired. So in the night, Maharaj was saying, okay, may I not come tomorrow, Mangal Aarti. So we all become, okay, Maharaj will not come, let's also be tired and sleep. So in Mayapur, so many devotees, but Maharaj never missed Mangal Aarti. He comes first even to do the teaching worship. But coming then, he was so recognizing him, keeping his eyes on everyone. Then said, I have not seen Mangal Aarti. Even just recently, just before Maharaj left this planet, I met Maharaj in Vrindavan. So every day I was listening, Maharaj coming in Vrindavan, 2 days, so but he was postponing. So the day Maharaj came that day, I missed Sandhya Aarti. I was not there, Sandhya Aarti. So I thought Maharaj every day postponing, maybe so much crowd is there. So I not came to Sandhya Aarti. Maharaj in Krishna Balaram temple, when coming in the evening, they was doing the Aarti of Krishna Balaram. So second day when I met Maharaj, first he asked, you were not, yesterday you were not in Sandhya Aarti. So many people are there, but Maharaj is just like, he's a like Paramatma, inside. He was knowing everything. So many, you cannot tell anything wrong to Maharaj. He was knowing, he was just like Paramatma. The Guru is an expansion of the super soul. He was knowing. So many places I was. He was knowing he was reading the mind and heart. So yesterday I told Maharaj, yes, Maharaj, in the Sandhya Aarti, so much crowd is there in temple, I don't feel comfortable, that's why I have not come. So there is so many instances are there. Maharaj was knowing the heart and mind of his disciple. So let me call some other devotee who wants to speak, then I start with something I can, whole night I can speak, because I have so much. I got opportunity to associate Maharaj a lot when I was in Juhu temple. Every day I was massaging Maharaj's feet. And when I went, Mayapur Maharaj was going, I was serving Deva Maharaj. When I came here, Maharaj was. So here in Mombasa, I was blessed because I was alone to serve Maharaj. So I was talking, I was serving, I was dealing with Maharaj. So I got a lot of opportunity to serve Maharaj. So I feel I'm very fortunate. Actually, Maharaj made me fortunate. Because Maharaj knowing if I don't give him chance, may he left this institution. He made me qualified to remain in institutions because of the Maharaj's love and care. Because of love and care. That was the reason. So I remain in ISKCON because of Maharaj's special love and care right from beginning when I joined. When Maharaj, first I joined in Juhu, when he met me, Maharaj asked, what is your name? I told Maharaj, my name, Karmi name. I told Maharaj, you have come from where? I told my place. Oh, so you don't go back. You remain here. Don't go back. And I remember that word of Maharaj. I was so powerful. It entered my heart. So there was so many challenges came. But that word was penetrating me. Maharaj told, you should not go back. That was penetrating my heart. So after 6 months I went for the book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan. When I came to meet Maharaj, he called me with my Karmi name. Oh, come here. How are you? Okay? So I thought, how you can remember my name? There are so many disciples, so many people are meeting me, but I remember after 6 months my name. So I was so impressed. At the same time I decided myself I should dedicate to Maharaj. So after 2 years I took initiation because I was very judgmental. I met so many sadhus and so many institutions and gone so many. So I was very judgmental. Devotee was saying, take initiation. I told me. So I took time to take initiation after 2 years. Hare Krishna. So I would like to invite Her Grace Syam Binda Mataji to offer her Vyas Puja offering to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी इति नाम्नि प्रभातस्य साहित्ये या प्रकाशे धीरे च प्रचारक विद्वान साधु
हिंदी बोलो जिसमें कंफर्टेबल हो।
हरे कृष्ण। गुरु महाराज, मेरे प्यारे गुरु महाराज, वही रीजन है जिनकी वजह से आज मैं इस टेंपल में हूँ। यहाँ की लाइफ में सिंगापुर में मैं हिज होलीनेस कविचंद महाराज जी से मिली थी। उनका मैंने पर्सनल सर्विस लिया था। सेकेंड टाइम मेरी शादी के चलते मैंने पहली बार गुरु महाराज जी से 2008 में मिली। तो मुझे कुछ इतना एक्साइटमेंट नहीं था, मुझे लगा इट्स नॉर्मल, जैसे मेरा पहला एक्सपीरियंस था। बट ये सब कुछ एकदम अपोजिट था मेरे लिए। मैं एक्चुअली 1997 से इस्कॉन से जुड़ी हुई हूँ और मैं इंस्पायर थी इस मेरे राधा नाथ महाराज जी से। मेरा पूरा परिवार उनका डिसाइपल मुझे छोड़ गया। ये भी कृष्ण की कुछ अरेंजमेंट था। एक्चुअली मैं चाहती थी कि मैं दीक्षा ले लूँ, बट सम ऑफ अदर थिंग लाइक कभी मेरी स्टडी के चलते, कभी मेरी जॉब के चलते मैं नहीं ले पाई, क्योंकि कुछ रूल्स रेगुलेशन थे स्ट्रिक्ट थे जो मैं फॉलो नहीं कर पा रही थी। लाइक सारे उनके प्रोग्राम्स अटेंड करना है, एंड द टेम्पल वाज वेरी फार फ्रॉम आवर प्लेस। 2 घंटे जाने में लगते थे, 2 घंटे आने में, तो इट वाज वेरी टफ। तो सब कुछ जो हमारे जीवन में होता है वो सब कृष्ण की कृपा है और सिर्फ कृष्ण का कुछ अरेंजमेंट है। तो उनका अरेंजमेंट था कि मुझे पिता समान गुरु जो इतना केयर करें, इतना सोचे मेरे लिए, शायद मेरे भाग्य में था। और शायद आई डोंट नो, मेरे तो कर्म ऐसे नहीं थे कि मैं ऐसे गुरु को प्राप्त कर पाऊँ, बट गुरु महाराज इतने मर्सीफुल हैं कि उन्होंने अपनी कृपा मुझे दी। जब मैं उनसे पहली बार मिली गई तो उन्होंने जो प्रश्न किया, शायद किसी को लगे कि हाँ ये कोई भी जज करके कह सकता है, हर बच्चे का अपनी माँ के साथ बहुत लगाव होता है, इसलिए शायद गुरु महाराज ने ऐसा कह दिया। उन्होंने मुझसे पहले पूछा, क्या तुम अपनी माँ को छोड़ करके इतनी दूर जाके रह सकती हो? तो पहले मुझे लगा ये बस ऐसे ही है, पर फिर नहीं, मेरी पहली मीटिंग है, इतना अंदर तक डीप तक कोई कैसे समझ सकता है। फिर भी जैसे प्रभु जी ने कहा कि जजमेंटल, तो कोई जजमेंटल रहते लगता है कि बस लाइफ में ऐसे ही कुछ हो रहा है। तो मैंने भी ऐसे सोचा। तो फिर महाराज के कुछ और प्रश्न थे, उन सबको क्लियर के बाद मुझे लगा कि नहीं, कुछ तो है, समथिंग इज देयर। महाराज इतना डीप तक कैसे पूछ सकते हैं या जान सकते हैं? बट ये मेरा ही ऐसे बहुत सारे आगे इंसिडेंट हुए जिसमें महाराज जी ने हमें अंदर तक झाँक कर हमारी बातों को जाना और हमें कहा। तो गुरु महाराज की कृपा से आज मैं यहाँ हूँ। रुद्र द्वारकाधीश के चरणों की जो सेवा मिल रही, उसमें सबसे बड़ा योगदान है मेरे गुरु महाराज का, और उनका मैं तहे दिल से बहुत ही शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि उनकी कृपा से आज मुझे कृष्ण भक्ति में इतना आगे बढ़ने को मिला। शायद नहीं तो मैं भी एक मटेरियलिज्म और एक स्पिरिचुअलिज्म कंपैरिजन ही नहीं कर पाती कि कहाँ मेरा स्थान असली होना चाहिए। तो गुरु महाराज यहाँ पर जब ये मंदिर बना तो यहाँ आए थे ओपनिंग के लिए। उस समय फिलहाल हम लोग गंजोली मंदिर में रहा करते थे। तो गंजोली मंदिर में आई वाज यूज्ड टू कि वहाँ माताएं आती थी, सब सेवा मिलता था, और वहीं पर मैंने गार्लैंड बनाना सीखा। भावना माता जी थी, उन्होंने मुझे सिखाया। तो मैं सर्विस में जुड़ी थी और अच्छा लगता था वहाँ पर। यहाँ पर आई तो कोई नहीं था, पुजारी थे और हम थे, तो मुझे लगता था कि नहीं, ये अच्छा होगा कि मैं वहाँ रहूँ। इतनी बात हमें गुरु महाराज से की नहीं थी। एक दिन गुरु महाराज जी ने मुझे बुलाया, मेरा शाम दिन तुम अब गंजोली में नहीं रहोगी। तो फिर तो चुप थी, मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा। बोले द्वारकाधीश यहाँ है, तुम कैसे सोच सकती हो तुम गंजोली में रहोगी? सो सरप्राइज, क्योंकि मैं वही सोच रही थी कि मैं यहाँ नहीं रहूँगी, कुछ दिन मैं बाहर रहूँगी, सब सेटल हो जाएगा, धीरे धीरे हम आएंगे। और तो फिर हम वापस यहाँ आ गए, फिर यहाँ रह गए, यहाँ सेवा करने लगे। फिर गुरु महाराज बीच में आते रहे। फिर गुरु महाराज बहुत बिजी होते थे, लेकिन फिर भी वो टाइम निकालते थे, इनसे कहते थे कि उसको बुलाओ, मैं मिलना चाहता हूँ। फिर मैं जाती थी गुरु महाराज से मिलने। तो गुरु महाराज ने तब शाम छोटा था, और आई थिंक 1 ईयर का होगा, तो करो। तो मैंने कहा ठीक है। तो उसके बाद से मैंने शाम 2 साल का हुआ तो मैंने हाउस प्रोग्राम चालू किए गंजोली में, वहाँ पे यहाँ से वहाँ जाती थी। फिर गुरु महाराज फिर आए विजिट किए यहाँ पे, तो फिर पूछा, उनका एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन होता था, शायद वो कॉमन था, बहुत कॉमन, पर वो सुनने के बाद जो था हम ये जान सकते हैं कि पिता ही ऐसा प्रश्न अपनी पुत्री के साथ पूछ सकता है, या वो जो प्रेम है, वो जो केयर थी ना, वो उनके शब्दों में साफ साफ मुझे नजर आता था। वो सबसे पहला मैं अंदर जाती थी, प्रणाम करके बैठती थी, तो गुरु महाराज मुझे पूछते थे, ठीक हो एकदम प्रॉपर, वो ठीक हो एकदम दिल में उतर, तो मैं स्माइल करती, हाँ गुरु महाराज जी मैं ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे? मैं भी एकदम ठीक हूँ। कोई तकलीफ तो नहीं है? कोई तकलीफ हो तो बताओ। गुरु महाराज आपकी कृपा से सब ठीक है। फिर पूछते थे, आनंद ठीक से रहते हैं ना? और ये क्वेश्चन बारम्बार होता है। मैंने कहा हाँ गुरु महाराज जी एकदम ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक है। तो एक नॉर्मल पूछना, हर कोई पूछता आप ठीक हो, सब कुछ है, लेकिन एक पर्सनल लाइफ तक जाकर के एक पिता ही अपनी पुत्री को पूछ सकता है कि शी इज हैप्पी इन हर मैरिड लाइफ। तो आज तक मेरे पापा ने भी कभी नहीं पूछा, माँ पूछी लेकिन मेरे पापा ने कभी नहीं पूछा। तब मेरे गुरु महाराज मेरे पिता से भी ऊपर है, जिन्होंने मुझे इतना स्नेह दिया, इतना प्रेम दिया और केयर किया। और ये नहीं कि ये ऐसे आराम से पूछ लिया, वो आराम से पूछते सब ठीक है ना, कुछ हो तो बताओ, कुछ तकलीफ है तो मुझे बताओ, ये जगह अच्छी लगती है? हाँ गुरु महाराज बहुत बोले ऐसे है, ऐसे मैं बोली हाँ गुरु महाराज की कृपा है जो आज मैं यहाँ पर हूँ। गुरु महाराज ने अपने कंपैशन से, अपने फॉरगिवनेस से, उनके बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल हैं जहाँ वह लोगों पर बहुत कंपैशन हुए हैं, दयालु हुए हैं, बहुत उन्होंने प्रेम दिया है, हमेशा उनकी गलतियों को माफ़ किया है। तो उन्होंने हमें यही शिक्षा दी कि जो भी भक्ति में आता है उसके छोटे बड़े जो भी मिस्टेक्स होते हैं उसे हमें इग्नोर करना है और हमेशा उन पर कंपैशन रखना है। तो गुरु महाराज जो थे वह बोलते हैं ना कि कंपैशन की जीती जागती मूर्ति थी, जो कि शिक्षा अष्टकम में जो श्लोक है कोई सोची वो उसके देखो, कोई अगर प्रेजेंट एग्जाम्पल हम किसी को ले तो गुरु महाराज है, मेरे लिए मेरे गुरु महाराज है, उनके अलावा कोई नहीं है, कि वो एक जीती जागती कृपा की मूर्ति है। हर मतलब वो कभी भी नहीं ढूंढते थे कि इस वक्त में ये फॉल्ट है या इस वक्त में ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये वक्त में ये किया नहीं, सब अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा, किसी से मिलता बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो। मैं कभी कहती थी गुरु महाराज बच्चे छोटे हैं, मैं सेवा नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, कोई बात नहीं, आप बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो, जो कर रहे हो बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो, हमेशा उनका ये शब्द होता था। तो गुरु महाराज ने अपने जीवन में हमेशा 3 चीज़ों को प्रायोरिटी दी है। पहला तो सबसे मेन जो उनके गुरु ने उन्हें इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया हमारे श्री प्रभुपाद जी ने, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। सेकेंड था प्रीचिंग, थर्ड था कोई भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करो सेवा में, टीचिंग वर्शिप, सेवा में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं था। और गुरु महाराज ने वो एग्जाम्पल सेट किया। आप सभी जानते हैं कि उनकी हेल्थ के कितने इश्यूज लास्ट में हुए, कितने वो स्ट्रगल किए, लेकिन वो कभी उस चीज़ को अपनी सेवा में आने नहीं दिया, वो कभी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं किया। अपने हेल्थ इश्यूज को उन्होंने अपनी सेवा के साथ कभी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करने नहीं दिया। तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल था जब मैं गुरु महाराज को देखती थी। एंड आप सभी जानते हैं कि आई कैन आई हैव वर्ड्स ऑफ वेलिडेशन, तो मुझे ये जो स्ट्रेंथ मिलती है मेरे गुरु महाराज से मिलती है कि गुरु महाराज ने मुझे यही सिखाया है अपने एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू कि कितने भी कष्ट हो, कितने दिन ये फिजिकल है, आपकी ये जो मटीरियल बॉडी आपको मिला है इसके लिए है, आपकी इसे आत्मा से इसका कोई सरोकार नहीं है, कोई इसका लिंक नहीं है। तो जस्ट हम कहते हैं ना वी आर बॉडी, वी आर नॉट बॉडी, वी आर सोल, बट हम क्या करते हैं जब हमारा सेवा करने का टाइम आता है तो वी आर बॉडी, आई डोंट नो वी आर सोल और नॉट, बिकॉज आई एम सफरिंग विद दिस बॉडी एंड आई हैव लॉट्स ऑफ प्रॉब्लम विद दिस माई बॉडी, सो आई कैन फील दैट प्रॉब्लम इवन हमारी सोल पर घुस जाती है। तो गुरु महाराज ने अपने एग्जाम्पल से सेट किया है कि हमें इस बॉडी के स्तर से ऊपर आना है। तो आई एम ट्राइंग दैट एंड उनके इस अभ्यर्थ जैस पे मैं गुरु महाराज से उनको क्या हम गिफ्ट दे सकते हैं। मैं अपने लिए यही उनसे प्रार्थना करती हूँ कि जब तक मैं यहाँ हूँ, मेरा शरीर है, मैं ट्राई करूँ कि अपनी सेवा में मैं कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना करूँ। अपने हेल्थ इश्यूज़ की वजह से मैं अपनी सेवा में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करूँ। और मैं रोज़ उनसे यही प्रार्थना करती हूँ और उनसे शक्ति मांगती हूँ कि मुझे इतनी शक्ति दो कि सेवा में, बाकी सेवा खत्म हो जाए नो प्रॉब्लम बेड टाइम नो प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन सेवा के समय मुझे शक्ति दीजिए गुरु महाराज, श्रील प्रभुपाद, हे रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश, कि मैं अपने आखिरी सांस तक बस सेवा करती रहूँ। यही मेरे गुरु महाराज से प्रार्थना है। हिज होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, उपस्थित भक्तवृंद की जय।
हरे कृष्ण। तो महाराज जी जो है he was very much caring। हमेशा महाराज बोलते थे, अभी हिंदी में मैं बोलता हूँ, कि तुम परेशान तो नहीं करते सब देखो। I was very aggressive from right। मैं तो अभी बहुत सीधा हो गया हूँ, I was very aggressive। तो फिर महाराज बोलते हैं कि तुम उसको कोई फोर्स मत करना मगर आते आने के लिए। तो एक्चुअली हमारी शादी भी महाराज ने हमको बिना पूछे उसको बोल दिया। तो मैं आनंद को बोलता हूँ वो गृहस्थ बन जाएगा, मुझे पूछे नहीं थे महाराज। ये जस्ट एक्चुअली महाराज कभी भी ब्रह्मचारी को गृहस्थ बनने के लिए मना करते हैं, लेकिन हमको बिना पूछे महाराज ने कि मम्मी पापा को बोल दिया है कि मैं जा रहा हूँ केन्या, मैं आनंदास को बोलता हूँ गृहस्थ बन जाएंगे। तो महाराज रियली, और इसके पीछे क्या साइंस है अब मुझे पता चलता है कि वाह महाराज जो करते हैं बहुत अच्छा करते हैं, क्योंकि महाराज ने हमें जिम्मेदारियां दिया है। तो सारी जिम्मेदारियों के द्वारा अब मैं शुद्ध बन रहा हूँ। आई एम बिकमिंग मोर प्योर बाय डूइंग माय रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज। और महाराज जो है हमेशा हमको बोलते थे, जब कोई अकेले मुझे मिलते थे, दिल्ली भी जाता था, महाराज बोलते आई एम सो वरी अबाउट योर वाइफ हेल्थ। तो बोलते थे यू कम टू दिल्ली, आई विल अरेंज मेनी डॉक्टर्स चेक। महाराज जब भी जाते डॉक्टरों को बुलाते थे, करते हैं वेरी पर्सनल, वेरी पर्सनल। सो फॉर्चुनेट, महाराज हमेशा पर्सनली ध्यान देते थे, पर्सनली ध्यान देते थे। तो महाराज तो जैसे बता रहे हैं करुणा के सागर थे महाराज। कभी भी कितना भी कैसे भी लोग हो, उसको कैसे वो अपने व्यवहार, अपने चरित्र के द्वारा, अपने स्वभाव के द्वारा वो अपना बना लेते थे, सोच नहीं सकते। एक बार ऐसे हुआ, एक भक्त ममासा महाराज को बड़ा कुछ बोलने लगा, ये सब ये मेरी वाइफ का रखवा, मुझे ये नहीं करना, वो नहीं, बहुत जस्ट। और उसके जाने के बाद महाराज हमको बोलते हैं आनंदा से बहुत सेवा किया है ये और इसकी पत्नी, इसके लिए तुम अमेरिका जाने की व्यवस्था करो, इसको अमेरिका जाना है तो अरेंज। तो आज सो केयरिंग, कभी कभी इतनी बड़ी पोस्ट, इतनी बड़ी पोजीशन में थे, लेकिन कभी भी एक छोटे वक्त भी कुछ बोलता था तो उसको कभी गलत नहीं समझते थे, उसकी सेवा को देखते थे। जो है एक माता जी थी, हमेशा उसके लिए बोलते थे हमको कि इसने बहुत सेवा किया आनंदा, इसका तुम ध्यान रखो। तुम्हारा वेरी केयरिंग टू एवरीवन। तो आई आल्सो लाइक टू वेलकम टू स्पीक फ्यू वर्ड्स टू भक्त होसी। He was also have association of Maharaj a lot, so please come and speak something.
Hare Krishna. I'd like to offer my most humble obeisances to His Holiness Sri Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So, it's true that Prabhuji said that I've had a lot of association of Maharaj, even though we were not officially or formally his disciples, but it feels like we have had more association than some of his actual disciples have ever had the opportunity to have. So we feel very, very blessed. Yeah. And just by hearing what everyone has been saying right now, it does feel that everyone has got the same template. Prabhuji was saying here that just in one word of Maharaj saying, "Do not give from here," it stuck, it etched to his heart. I also had the same thing. The first time I ever met Maharaj, I was very small. I was maybe 9 or 10 years old. So I had no idea who is this divine personality, who is this great personality. I did not know his importance. But I have this memory which is so fresh, as if it just happened yesterday. I remember, I think he came from Nairobi with Govind Prem and Umapati Prabhu and even Anand Prabhu was there. And I remember the first time Gopal Krishna Maharaj came to our house, and I was pushed to go and offer obeisances and to touch his lotus feet. I remember that feeling that as soon as I touched my hands on his lotus feet, it was as soft as a lotus flower. So soft. And he was just looking at me like this. I didn't understand the importance of it. I really did not. But now when I look back, I feel that that was the starting point of my bhakti. That just by having physical touch of a pure devotee, it made me want to do bhakti. It started that seed, the seed of bhakti. Now we listen and we hear from so many of our scriptures and all that. It says bhakti only comes from bhakti. Bhakti can only be given by a bhakta. And I felt that was the moment for me. That it started at that point. Then a few years down the line, of course, when you're just starting, you don't know what actually bhakti is, especially given the fact that I was very young, very immature. And the next time, maybe like 3-4 years down the line, and he come back to Mombasa. And for a second time, we had an opportunity to host him at our house. And at that time, again he looked at me and he said, "Are you chanting?" And I tried to lie. I tried to lie that, yes, I do. I could see he knew that I was lying. He knew that I was lying, but he did not say anything. He did not interrogate me. He said, "Okay, so how long did it take you to chant?" So if you don't know how long it takes to chant, you might just say any number or any number of minutes, and from that person will know, okay, this person is saying lies. He did not do that. He did not expose me. But he said something which really became etched in my heart. And he says, "Never forget Krishna." He said, "Never forget Krishna." And when I was leaving for university in London, somehow that kept ringing in the back of my head. He said, "Never to leave Krishna." And I was now going to university. For the first time, I'm leaving home as a young adult, very young. Don't know what to expect, facing the entire world. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way in the central of London, which is very much the kingdom of Maya. But that few sentences it kept me straight. I remember, okay, I know that I'm going to university. I'm going to a place where I'll be exposed to so many distractions. But this is one instruction that is given me, that never forget Krishna. So I was starting to think, okay, how and where do I see, where can I get the association that will keep me straight in line? And I was able to do it, only because of His mercy. And in the meantime, when I was in the UK, Maharaj used to keep on coming on and off to Mombasa. And in that time, I did not have so much association, but I always used to hear that how he used to always bless our family. He used to come, he given so many instructions and guidances to my father. And I remember very clearly my dad used to tell me that there was this one nagging question that he used to have in his head. And he's like, he's asked so many people, so many leaders in ISKCON about how to solve a particular dilemma that he's facing. And he said that only Gopal Krishna Maharaj gave an answer that was so practical that he felt that no, this is a perfect way to implement it. And it's like, this just shows that Maharaj was very, very pure, very, very spiritual, very, very elevated, but at the same time was able to relate to people of this world. He was able to help people not only spiritually, but also materially in their everyday problems, just like our Father would. Just like a father would. And I know that guidance has been followed ever since the time he imparted it. Even till this day, it's been followed. Then, there was another time when Maharaj had come for the opening of the Tika farm in our country. And my dad was there for the opening, along with other big dignitaries. And I remember Maharaj was coming out of the helicopter, right? And the ground was very uneven. So Maharaj needed some support. And my father was given the chance to hold the hand of Maharaj. And it was instantly Maharaj's right hand. The hand he actually chants and does so much service with. So you can imagine how pure that hand is, how much spiritual current must be flowing in that hand. And my dad had it, and first I did not think much of it. But now, after many years and times have come back, now when we look back at that particular memory, in the surface, nothing. I just held the hand with the right hand. But you look back, and every time you look back, it becomes even more and more sweeter that how fortunate you are, or how fortunate my dad felt that I have got physical touch. And just as I experienced when I was a very small boy, that physical touch, which is so rare, it actually purifies you. It really does. It really makes you strong in your bhakti, just like that. It's a very similar story that what I heard, that one time Srila Prabhupada was I think it's Switzerland. I don't know the exact place. And I think Shruti Dharma Prabhu or Shruti Kirti Prabhu writes in his book this very nice pastime. And he says that this one devotee who was his personal assistant was serving Prabhupada. And Prabhupada had gone to the washroom. And so when he was coming out, this devotee gave Dandavat Pranam. And Prabhupada was just adjusting his dhoti and everything. He just came out of the bathroom. And then Prabhupada just tapped him on the back, get up. Yeah, just tapped him. And that touch, and this devotee felt like a current went through his entire body. And he was jumping up and down. He was ecstatic. He was so ecstatic. Another devotee came and he's like, "You are glowing." He says, "No, I'm not glowing. No, you are glowing." And so this devotee understood that just by the touch of a pure devotee, they can find so much purity, so much mercy, that even no matter how much bhakti you do, just the touch of a pure devotee will do much more to progress your bhakti than your own efforts. And this is true. This is true in all our understandings of bhakti, that we are nothing on ourselves. We are not self-made devotees. We have been made by the mercy of our predecessors. We are made by the mercy of our gurus. It is said that gurus are like touchstone. You know what a touchstone is, right? A touchstone is any stone that when you touch it to iron, it turns into gold. But gurus are even more valuable than touchstones, because a touchstone will turn iron into gold, but you cannot turn it into another touchstone. You cannot turn it to another touchstone. But this is what gurus are like. So Prabhupada Ji was such a touchstone that he turned so many other disciples of his into touchstones, like Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And he himself is such a touchstone that his own disciples are like other touchstones that we benefit from. And we don't need to know any further that all of us who are coming to this temple, we are being under the protection of another touchstone type of devotee. Right? So it is so wonderful how much mercy that we have been bestowed with, even though we were never actually his former disciples. There was another time that we were trying for this project adjacent to our property. And we taken a nice booklet, everything to show Maharaj during the opening of the Vrindavan Gurukul. And he was like, okay, we will do everything on that. And we had a meeting. We had a meeting there 2 times. One in Vrindavan and one actually in the Gurukul premises. And I remember when we were in Vrindavan, the actual Vrindavan temple, at that time, all of a sudden we were quiet. And we were like, how does Maharaj even remember that we have come? How does he know that? And all of a sudden, he called all of us. He called all of us and they made space, and we all entered. And then I was trying to enthusiastically show Maharaj, look at this, we're doing this, we're doing this. I was trying to explain to him. And he was just looking. He was just smiling. He had a oceanic smile. And I did not know what to say. I had gone blank. I had prepared an entire speech that, oh, Maharaj, look at this, this is our plan, we are doing this, we're going to go do this, we're going to do this. And he's not looking, he's just looking at me. And I was like, for that moment, I'd forgotten everything around me. I forgot everything. I was just, my eyes fixed with him, his eyes fixed on me. And it maybe lasted only 5 seconds. It might have just lasted 5-10 seconds. But it felt like it lasted for hours. And in that small moment, when I saw his smile, I felt another type of current, that I felt so empowered that no, Maharaj is looking at something, there is something that is looking at me that I am not yet able to look in myself. He is seeing something. And I felt that mercy, I felt that shelter in that brief moment, that I felt, wow, there was something, you can't explain it. These are moments that are just indescribable. You cannot describe those feelings. It's spiritual feelings, I would say, spiritual moments. And the last memory that I do have of Maharaj is when I was getting married. And it was in our last event. It was a reception event. And it was around 9:30 here. So it is 9:30 here, it's nearly midnight. in India. And still, Maharaj phoned. And he personally blessed us through the mobile phone, on video call. And I was not expecting it. Neither was my wife. We were not expecting it at all. That Maharaj would remember that we are actually getting married. Because he's got tens and thousands of disciples. How can he remember a small event like our wedding and remember to bless us? It was such a moving moment that at that moment I felt that Maharaj had blessed my Grahastha life. That I knew at that moment that no matter what happens now, we are under the protection of His mercy. We are under the protection of His grace. He has blessed us. And I carry that feeling even to this day. So that is my just few small memories that I have of Maharaj. And I know countless, I feel like I've been so blessed that I know of people who are actually disciples of Maharaj, but I've hardly even met him and had a conversation with him one-on-one. And yet, I was given the good fortune to have been able to spend a lot of moments like that. So, again, I would like to conclude with saying that we are, me and my family, we are so blessed to have had the association of Maharaj, and I feel that we are always being protected by him. We have always been favored by him. He's always taken a special interest in our spiritual welfare, and I think it's because of him we have been able to make so much progress. And we will never forget that gratitude or that blessings that Maharaj has given us. Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. So there is so much things to be spoken. My heart now is coming so much, but we cannot. Time is going fast. So I will speak tomorrow. So many memories are coming. Because really we are very fortunate, because I was thinking when I was in Vrindavan, I was thinking I was very personal with Maharaj. But I said Vrindavan, each and every devotee was personal with Maharaj. Thousands of devotees, more than 10,000 devotees were spoken, saying all they were personal with Maharaj. So Maharaj was personal with everyone, not only one devotee. When I was here, I was thinking I'm very personal with Maharaj. Maharaj coming, I was always many years, almost 23 years here in Kenya, and I was in India. But each and every devotee, Maharaj was touched by his nature, by character, by his spiritual power. He touched all the hearts of the devotees. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Vivaha Mahamahotsav ki. तो सबके प्रसाद है, सब रेस्टोरेंट में सबके प्रसाद लेके जाएंगे. हरे कृष्ण. श्री प्रभुपाद की.